so I can give us a view.
Hey, what's up, everybody? It's me, it's RDV. I'm here with Zach, and hello to what we got here? Marania, Jay Lucian, uh, Eva Black Cat. Hello, hello, hello. Uh, for those who are just tuning in and haven't already done so, please click like and leave a comment below after the stream. Also, subscribe. And I'll just turn the volume down on my phone because you don't want to hear me twice. Or do you?
To say, I thought that was me, but then I looked over. I was like, no, all my things.
You know
are
the funny thing is, I actually turned my volume down before, and I must have turned it up to I watched something while I was waiting for you to jump in the room. That's what it was. So I was like, oh crap. Hello, hello, hello. So for those who do not know what we do around here, it's the top five is where we each Zach and I take 5 books from our pull list. These are the 5 books that we think are going to be the best books of the week that we're going to be reading. And we get the follow up on Thursday night streams at 8 p.m. Central, 9 p.m. Eastern, where we basically we show off our books that we got. And also, the cool thing is we get to see, are those 5 books that we choose tonight going to be the same for our top 5 when we get to Thursday? Or will it even be mixed around maybe? Who knows?
Or will it be 5 books that we completely missed the mark on and didn't think would make it?
Or it will be Spider-Man again for the 15th day in a row.
Why would it be Spider-Man?
I don't know. Spider-Man's hot there right now. Let's go with it. Just like Action Comics, DC is kicking ass right now with all their superhero stories, except for Tim Drake Robin, which has been in the dumpster on fire. Oh my gosh! Did you see the cover? Anybody see the cover for this thing? Here, I'll share my
Robin?
For the Robin, the new Robin book. I'll share.
Yeah, I saw it last night on your boys stream.
Yeah, we're talking about this.
It looked like Damian Wayne.
This book, it's Damian Wayne. That is not Tim Drake.
Or actually, more than Damian Wayne, more than that,
Dick Grayson.
It looks like the Robin from the Teen Titans cartoon, which would be like Dick Grayson.
Dick Grayson, yeah.
Yeah. So it just looks like anime Dick Grayson.
Yeah. But then we go to this cover here. It's like, oh look, now he looks more like Tim with the curly hair.
He looks more like Tim when he has like that all red costume, the one that's like all red and black. What was that when he went? No, that wasn't Red. He was Red Robin when he had the hood. It was like the Batman cowl, but without the ears.
Yeah, there was that one. I didn't care for that one.
They should bring that back to make him and Damian look different. They should bring the hood back.
Tim should have stayed in the red costume, and then
that is a cool cover.
Yeah, we were talking about there was this cover and the main cover are cool.
Yeah,
but man, just going off the main cover, if I didn't know, if it didn't say Tim Drake Robin, didn't say Tim Drake, I'd be like, dude, I'm picking this up until I see it's Fitz Martin right here.
I would think that it was because back when the cartoon aired, they had a comic that went along with the cartoon.
Or Jason Todd, man. Jason Todd's more aggressive. Yeah, I can see that.
Yeah.
But the way the design is, the face of this, it is like the cartoon version.
It is because like it's got like the big expanded mouth with the teeth gritting, and then like the way the eye mask looks and the hair. It looks like the cartoon, which I'm okay with. I actually like the cartoon.
All right, so that being said, we'll go. So let's just jump right into this. Do you want to go with your number 5, or should I start?
You start. I think I started last week.
All right, my number 5 is a book that's ending this. It's the last book, or the last issue of this series. Yes, because she's going to work on.
It is actually sad, isn't it?
Especially when this has been the better series for Leah Williams. That being said, that she is going to be working on Action Comics, doing a weekly thing. Back in the 80s, late in the early 90s, they did Action Weekly comics where they actually had 3 stories ongoing in the book, and it continued for like 6 or 7 issues until they started a new story. I love those with Green Lantern, Wild Dog, and stuff, Black Canary. So, all right. So anyway, so this is a story. I'm kind of sad to see this going because this is Leah Williams with no reins on her. You know, basically they let her run loose. It's the only time I'll be supportive of a character being able to just take the reins and do with it because, man, Leah Williams has actually proven that she can do good stuff. This is kind of like and I said this book is so chaotic. this is like a Dynamite book in a sense. You know,
Kinda.
the cheesecake, the chaos,
Or
this
maybe
is
Xenoscope, maybe? Little Xenoscope?
Xenoscope's a little more serious.
Okay.
Believe it or not. Yeah. But yeah, this is basically what I would expect from a cheesecake book and all. Basically, a Harley Quinn almost. If Harley Quinn was actually so written good, you know,
Yeah, no, I totally agree. I completely agree.
Harley Quinn hanging out with Power Girl, you know, and just drag her into mess.
This would be a Harley Quinn and the Birds of Prey story. I would not mind reading. But
I want to take Gail Simone's Birds of Prey though, that version
with like Lady Blackhawk.
Yeah, Lady Blackhawk, regular Helena Bertinelli before they decided to change her skin color for the 15th time.
She just went to the beach for a week. That's all that happened.
she looks like she's blackface.
She's been not that far. I think she just spent an hour too long on the.
She went from looking like, you know, actually, she looks like she's more Puerto Rican now.
A little bit.
The way they draw her.
She's Italian, or at least that's how
she was always like a
Bertinelli. I assume
she was a white Italian. She was never dark skinned Italian.
Yeah, she wasn't like authentic like Basque or Basque is Spain. But yeah.
Honestly, Jay Lucian, I have no idea who she's dating. I don't really get into the lives of comic book creators unless they're both comic creators that I'm actually following. Like that'd be
I know
Katana Collins and Sean Gore Murphy are married.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So
I was thinking like Terry and Rachel Dodson.
Sure.
Or the Brightwisers.
The Brightwisers, yes.
Donnie Cates is. We have a question mark over him. Hope he's doing well or getting well, but don't know what's going on there.
Anyway, so it's been a fun story. How is it gonna end? Because the last time the book they ended up back where they interrupted the baseball game, wherever kickball or baseball it was. But
it was baseball. I think it was baseball. Yeah, because normally that was the thing. They did like X-Men baseball games in their down.
So now we're finally to the point where we see them, where they actually are in front of Charles Xavier stuff, and there's no more flashbacks. Their story's over. Man, like I said, I want like volume 2 of this. Keep going.
Real. On the off chance that Leah Williams, if this ever reaches her ears, please get a volume 2 of this and make it like twice as long at least.
Right.
Because this has been. It's not on my top 5 list, so Breen will be happy to know he doesn't have to hear us simping for it twice. But I am picking up this book, and it is definitely the most fun I've had reading. It's also the only X-Men book.
That's what I'm going. I'm going off the books I'm having fun reading, not the books I think are going to be the best books of the week. They're going to sell the most. The ones I really like.
We're not going off of commercial sales. We could probably, you could probably look at the.
Here's our elitist. What we think are going to be the superficial shilling Marvel DC. No. If that was the case, I feel the best book of the week is going to be Amazing Spider-Man because that's the most popular.
But it's also one of the worst written.
I'm not denying it.
Zeb Wells is getting ready to leave. Hasn't he only been on the book for like less than a year?
Right.
He's already getting ready to leave. Like, dude, you couldn't even stick it out for a year? Like, what the heck? Anyway.
Yeah, but here, like I said, Spider-Man is never going to get better because they're never going to have him and MJ being together in an item. They don't even want him and Black Cat. So the point where Peter's always going to be a screw up. Now they're doing the same shit to Tony. And it's the point where why do I even care to invest in these characters? Look at Daredevil. Daredevil can't even have his own name.
Nobody's married, so he's getting some. So good for you, Daredevil.
Oh, he's married at least. That's the one thing.
He is also, I mean, of course, he's Catholic, so he is burdened down by all that guilt that he has on his back all the time. So there is that. It's a trade-off.
No.
Anyway.
All right, so let's go to your number 5.
All right, you ready for a surprise pick for number 5? It's another one of Zach's infamous 5th place gambles, where I'm taking a chance. This is a Green Hornet book. This is from Dynamite. One Night in Bangkok. Let them fly, evil Black Cat. I know you've got jokes. No, I have been. I like the Green Hornet. There was actually a time where I didn't like the Green Hornet.
Yeah,
I
the
thought he
one
was kind of
shot. Yep.
old. This was around. Well, no, this was back way before. This is back when like
No,
the Seth
why not?
Rogen movie came out.
I know. I'm about to say this is a one shot though.
This is a one shot. Yeah, so it's not
Yes.
an ongoing. It's not an ongoing or a mini series. It's a one shot. But yeah, there was a time where I didn't care for the Green Hornet. Then I started reading the Kevin Smith run, and Kevin Smith used to write good stuff with Green Hornet and Green Arrow. I think you have to have green in the title for Kevin Smith to be a good writer. But this is not written by Kevin Smith. But but his run did get me interested in the character. So I do want to try this out. Like Minkman said, it is a one shot, so little less pressure, I guess. And it is a one and done story, which I do appreciate. A one and done story. I don't
40
want to have
pages
to
for
read,
$5. Yep.
yeah, and I don't want to have to read like 4, 5, 6, however many issues all the time to get a complete story. I'd like to get everything in one floppy if I could. That is also the cover I'm hoping to find. I really like that cover right there. I think it's dope. The art style's a little simplistic, but I like it.
You like the
with, like,
wanted poster and they have the
The
certified
one
on
in
them.
poster and the gas. Yeah, well, the way the gun and
It
the
goes back to
coat
Spider-Man.
and
Same thing.
everything.
Spider-Man
Maybe.
Wanted.
But anyway, not super familiar with the creator. I did look at his credits. He's written a lot of like independent and pulpy-ish or pulp-ish kind of books. Like he wrote a Doc Savage book. He's written a bunch of different stuff. I think he wrote like some Gen 13, some Wildcats, just some different things. So
Now, now listen to this.
Yeah.
This is the son of the criminal Green Hornet. So it's not the original Green Hornet. It's the son.
Okay.
One sent to prison has grown up, vowing vengeance on the costume crime fighter, and okay, never mind. Hold on, I heard it wrong. I'm a mistake. I apologize. The son of the criminal. See, that's the way they've written the
Green Hornet sends a criminal to jail, and the criminal has a son. And
that girl, yeah, guys.
Okay.
It's really worded how they do that.
That is very weirdly worded, Dynamite. Come on, get your crap.
Son of a criminal. I'm yeah, a criminal. See, I say looks. I look at it that way. I read it as the son of the criminal.
But Green Hornet's not a criminal.
Although that would, I wouldn't mind a Green Hornet legacy character. They had it for Kato.
They did have one for Kato where it was the girl.
Yeah.
Yep. But and the artist, I actually like Jethro Morales' work. I've seen him do some work with he drew Sheena, Queen of the Jungle, which recently ended. His art on that was pretty good. It's a little bit more of there's another artist whose style it reminds me a lot of. I can't
so the cover artist is Dan Ponesian, I think it is.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I love his art. I'd love to see some more interior art.
Yeah. So I'm looking forward to it. It is Green Hornet. I like the Green Hornet. I like Kato. I love the Black Beauty. Mm-hmm. The car is the best comic book car ever. Yeah. I'm sorry, it beats the Batmobile. But
I do. Yeah, so the interior art though, I do like the fact it's from the Sheena, Queen of the Jungle, which is a really great series. I recommend checking that out for Dynamite.
Yeah, totally. And yeah, like you were saying, 40 pages for $5 isn't a bad deal. Depending on how good the story is where I'll come to the conclusion if it was worth it.
Oh yeah, the one you want is Matt Wagner's comic.
Yeah, the Matt Wagner one's pretty good. I like it. I like that art style.
Okay,
it's kind of like Darwin Cook-esque. It's not quite on his caliber, but it's like 2 steps away from there.
Yeah, I didn't know it was Matt Wagner. That's why I was like, okay.
Yeah. So, but yeah, I'm looking forward to. This is another one of those. Like, will it be good? Will it not be? That's why it's in my number 5.
I thought Matt Wagner was canceled from like the.
Was he canceled?
Companies.
Maybe he was canceled from like Marvel and DC.
I know he's doing a lot of. Wasn't he the same when I was doing the independent stuff, like the Indiegogo stuff books?
Was he? That's a good question. I don't know.
There was a Wagner that was going around doing art.
Like a revolving door with these comic.
Then again, Dynamite was the guy who was palling around with EVS. I mean, so
what was his name?
So
I don't know. He did create Grendel and Mage, and then he also worked on Batman, Sandman Mystery Theater.
All right,
Matt Wagner, I think. So he's got a few. He's even written several Green Hornet. Oh, he wrote several Green Hornet stories, so maybe that's how they got him to come back and do a cover. He wrote some Green Hornet. But
All
anyway,
right, so
my number 5.
all right, my number 4 is a book that someone on issue 2 from Breen that sent it to me.
Oh,
It's one of our pals, Joe Corallo, who's been working on it.
oh, nice.
It's enough hints for you, Zach, if you haven't figured out what it is.
Is it the Dahlia book?
No, but that is another book by Joe Corallo. You guys should be picking it up.
What's the other one?
Issue 4 of Born of Blood.
Born of Blood. Oh, okay. The Dahlia. I can't remember the full title, but the Dahlia book was the one.
She is the queen of Sparta, pretty much. Her father was king of Sparta, and she was. The reason it's called Born of Blood because she was born. Her mother died. Well, she was basically in a pool of blood when she was born. And her father wanted a son, but instead he got a daughter and decided to basically raise her as a son? As a daughter first, But then as she got older, he threw her into a dungeon pit later on, and just basically had her learn how to fight. And I can say if you like Xena or you like Red Sonja, this is a fun book. I'd recommend anybody picking it up. It's through I believe it's through Mad Cave Studios, right? Or Mark Publishing. They also do the book called Meow, which is actually a really fun book too. It's kind of like a cross between Catwoman and Black Cat.
Okay.
A lot of meow puns. There is.
Fantastic. I'll just read it in Michelle Pfeiffer's voice from Batman Returns.
Fantastic art, fantastic story on both. Even this too, man. I said this is a fun story. And this started off as a Kickstarter, I believe. Correct me if I'm wrong.
Really?
Yeah.
Huh. Interesting.
Yep.
Oh, I like some of those.
Multiple covers. There's this one here.
I'm gonna have to try this out. I like a good sword and sandals story.
Right.
See, it's funny because normally the guy is pointing something at the woman. See, it's role reversal.
There's Deja Thor.
I was about to say, is that a John Carter homage?
Yeah, that's what it is.
Nice.
So,
here's... Oh, I like that. That's not J. Scott Campbell, but that's somebody.
No, it's Sosa. This says Sosa. Assad. No. Sorry, Sora. Where? Oh, Narcelio Sosa. Okay, go. There's so many different names right
here. Okay. Yeah. That's a nice looking one. I like that.
The risque foil cover.
I thought it was a cosplay.
Let's see this. Really? So
I thought it was a cosplay cover. When it was smaller, it looked like a cosplay cover.
No,
it's like they're already copying Red Sonja.
If it was Dynamite, there'd be 30 of them. So
that's true.
Like I said, it's a fun story.
Dynamite's gone crazy on the variants recently. I don't understand. It seems like they have more variants on their books than Marvel does.
All right. I don't like the face. Well, I'm sorry you don't like the face. I don't know which one he's talking about. So this is cover A. Faces are right here too. They said.
Yeah.
She's talking about the Sosa one. Yeah, that's not that great. But oh well. Like I said, it's basically I can't pronounce these names. You're like Leonidas and
Leonidas
and Garius.
Yeah. Is that an L or an I?
They're both I's.
Okay, Giaris then.
Yeah, are caught in the deadliest situation. The two will have to battle warriors, wolves in the wilderness as they attempt to descend the mountains and make their way back to the glorious Sparta. But through it all, an ill omen looms heavily over them. Could their perilous predicaments be tied to something more sinister than those two people again they ever dreamed of?
Now, is this? I imagine this is a limited series, huh? Like a mini series.
It's still going. There's 6 issues right now.
Oh wow! Okay.
So there's 2 more still.
Oh, very cool.
Up, so
right on. Okay. Good for them.
Literally, this is a book I would expect to see on Kickstarter, not on the shelves at stores.
It does sound like more of that independently created. I know there are some books that make that crossover from independently made to being in the stores. So good for them. Right on.
All right. So let's go to year number 4.
All right. Let's keep this indie train moving right along to our good friend over at Image Comics, Mr. Todd McFarlane. Actually, he's not writing it, but Scorched number 14
by Sean Lewis.
by Sean Lewis. I was getting
And Steven
to
Segovia.
Steven Segovia. Cheapest book on the stands, I believe, this week. $2.99. They're continuing to keep Scorch pretty low, which I appreciate. The budget conscious comic reader that
You never want to make the cheap comments when there's a woman on a cover. It's the cheapest comic.
That's actually a pretty sweet cover right there.
I like this, yeah.
With medieval going medieval on a giant, looks like a moth or a snake or something. That's
disgusting.
Awesome,
Spider, maybe?
Maybe. Demon spider, demon bug. The cover A is not bad either, though, with She Spawn on it. It's not it's not the best cover with She Spawn, but it's not terrible either.
Just let Segovia do the cover. That's all I say. If he's doing the interior, let him do the cover too.
Why not? The art's not bad. I'm kind of intrigued by all the letters and symbols around her too. That's
the two. Yeah, I was looking at that too. Is there gonna be something else? There's Spawn, She Spawn,
kind of
and then
three there. Yeah, it's like there's some like.
But yeah, I was looking at this. There's and the chorus of their synopsis is a rift between Spawn and Scorch continues to grow, and just attention reaches its boiling point. A call for help arrives. Call the team can't ignore.
Yeah, because at the end of the last issue, I think is when they start. They
found
really
the papers.
push Spawn onto the team, because Spawn hadn't been on the team originally. I think he was like overseeing it, kind of like Nick Fury.
Well, they know there's a mole. Yeah.
But now it's like they're like actively like pushing Spawn into the team. And so I kind of dig that. But I also like too, like we talk about all the time, like it's the Spawn Avengers, but I like this, like a lot of them don't really get along very well. And it's not just like a Hawkeye fighting Captain America and like giving him sass. Like these guys, sometimes they actively like hate each other. So I do appreciate that and how the chemistry with all the members correlates. But it's been a fun series. I've been liking it, honestly, a lot more than I thought I would when I first picked it up.
And Austin P. Todd McFarlane has nothing to do with this. He did some lettering on the first issues, but it's mainly he's just doing. But I'm saying Scorch. He has nothing to do with this book series.
Yeah,
he's writing Team Spawn.
He's done some co-writing on the Scorch though. Like some of the other issues in the past, it's been.
I don't believe so.
It's been like minor, or it's had on the credits. Like Sean Lewis might be the main writer credited, but Todd McFarlane's name might say like co-writer.
Yeah, he's been doing variant covers.
I'm not talking about on League of Comic Geeks. I'm talking about inside the actual book. Like if you open the flap on the credits, not on every issue, it'll only be on some, but Todd McFarlane has been credited with some kind of writing. Like maybe it was like storyboard writer or like something small like that. Not the
he must not be doing any writing because his writing sucks.
I don't mind it. I don't mind it too much. I actually like Todd McFarlane's Spider-Man.
Undead Quinn. This kind of is like a Thunderbolt / Avengers group.
I would say more
they're basically people who don't trust each other, especially when they learn that there's a mole on the team, so it's going to betray them, destined to betray them.
Yeah.
And their leader, Spawn, who doesn't give two shits about them, wants them to go, always on tell him, go do this, do this. He leaves and then shows up when he please. So, and then they find out, that this last issue that someone had, this guy had documents of all their secret identities. She has like a child she wants to keep safe and stuff.
Right.
So, it's the point where, and then there's so much things happening. There's even like these giant monsters, like these like hell spawns.
They're like
supposed to like kill. They're like sentinels, yeah.
Yeah, they're kind of like sentinels, but for spawns, which is kind of cool.
I like that Sean Lewis is kind of taking some ideas from X-Men, some Avengers stuff, and just putting it into a different series.
Yeah, it's been a lot. Yeah, what was it like 2 or 3 issues ago? Like, Spawn showed up and he like pushed medieval Spawn and that other guy into like a black hole in like another dimension.
Yeah,
basically expected them to like kill each other, but they came out like working together. I thought it's been a really good story. Like I said, I've been liking it a lot more than I thought. Before I read this, I really didn't know anything about Spawn. Didn't read anything with Spawn. Just kind of
went this blind. You never watched the movie?
Never saw the movie. My very Christian, very conservative upbringing would not allow me to when I was younger. But no, I've really been liking this. I think it's a really good read. Plus, like I said, it's $2.99. I mean, besides Mark Millar's Nightclub book, you're not going to beat that on the show.
Yeah, I think the bad guy in the Spawn movie was actually Martin Sheen.
Oh, really? I do like Martin Sheen.
Or it's the other guy from the Man from U.N.C.L.E. I can't remember. They kind of look.
Or the movie.
The show.
Yeah.
Richard K. Vaughn, I think his name is. I don't quote me on that. But
Was it the little guy who plays the doctor on NCIS, like the little forensic British guy?
no, that's the guy. That's Jacob from Lost. No, I'm not.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, no.
Anyway.
No. Anyway, so Robert Vaughn.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. See, Evil Black Cat. That's it. Todd has basically he's one of the writers that's been working on like the overall structure.
Well, he's not writing, so that's why it's been better. He can plot as much as you want, but somebody else writes it. Sure.
Maybe he just gives Sean Lewis a flashcard, and just on the flashcard, it's like a simple one-word idea, and then Sean Lewis just makes it bloom into a beautiful story.
Yeah.
David
All right.
McCallum, that's who I was thinking of, the guy from NCIS. Anyway, that's my number 4 book, Scorch, number 14. Check it out.
Number 3 is a book that's amazingly is going to IDW, because IDW usually does all the Marvel stuff for them.
Mm-hmm.
But because IDW is kind of going belly up, they decided to try with Dynamite this time. And I'm surprised. It's a shame it's not higher on the list. It should be. It's a really fun book. And don't tell me it got pushed back. Did I pass it up? I'll be so pissed if it got pushed.
Did you see it last night when you were doing your little pick?
Yeah, we were. Yeah. Is it really that far down? There it is. Oh, no, it's right here. Darkwing Duck, number 1.
Oh, okay. You said Marvel. Yeah. Okay.
Well, Marvel is a deal with IDW. They usually let their books go there. Marvel's owned by Disney. This is a Disney book.
I see where your mind's at.
Amazing. It's going to here. It's Amanda Deibert, who has worked on some other books that I've read. Now, there is a ton of covers on this.
Of course, because Dynamite has caught the variant virus from Marvel.
Well, the great thing is like manga. There's some you can choose.
Ones, though.
I know.
Really good looking ones.
You can choose which ones you want to get. You know, like this one is
black and white. The black and white one looked good, like that version, but the black and white looked really striking.
I like this. You know, this is like the Batman.
Very cool.
Yep, and then you have here they have the cartoon
with Launchpad McQuack. I do like Launchpad.
Yep, Launchpad's awesome. He was the bridge. He was the bridge between this and
DuckTales. Yep. Which that's the thing. We've got Gargoyles. We've got Darkwing Duck. Now I just want a DuckTales like adventure comic with Scrooge McDuck or Tailspin. Yep. Either of those would be great for adventure comics.
Yeah, how come Batman doesn't ride his motorcycle on the bridge?
Well, because Batman listens to the laws of physics unless he's falling from space. Oh, that's kind of cool.
All the villains.
Yeah, it's like a who's who. I love those like who's who, like those big crowd ones where you have to like look. You can look in, you can find all the different characters,
and you see them reflected in here, so you know who they are and stuff.
Yeah. They missed an opportunity by not squeezing any Beagle Boys in there.
They might be in there.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't see any. Maybe in the back. I don't know. My eyes aren't that sharp, but
no.
That's a pretty sweet cover though.
There's
they got the VHS. Well, that's not a VHS tape.
It's like a cover they call it.
Yeah, Gargoyles had one like that where it was like a poster with a frame.
Yep.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah. Circus was with Boom Studios before Dynamite. Did not know that.
Is this just a limited run? It's not going to be an ongoing?
Not sure.
Well, the icon said thing said limited series.
Wow.
Unless that was like just from like a previous comic.
Right now, there's 4 issues.
Okay. Well, hopefully they get more.
I don't know, man. There's even an orange cover, a white cover for Zach.
I saw that. I was like, why is there an empty orange and blue cover? That's kind of weird.
Yeah. A lot of colors. Yeah, here's the purple and white.
Yeah. Character
Here's
design.
the action.
Oh, they did the action figure.
I know, right?
I hate the action figure gimmick. Marvel does that all the time.
I actually have the action figure.
I don't care for it. I don't like it.
His hat spins. Yeah, it was a very cheap toy. I always wanted the plane.
Uh-huh.
I never got a chance to buy it. It's probably like $400 now.
Maybe.
Buying Childhood is expensive. All right, so that's my number. That's my number 3. Looking forward to that. Maybe just nostalgia factor. That's why I'm really excited to read it. I don't know anything else about it. Nah, I'm gonna go into it blind, and maybe I'll come out with a good book.
Yeah.
Gargoyles has been good so far. It's all
Yeah.
and issue 2 is coming out this week as well.
Yes.
Gargoyles.
Yes, it is.
It's crazy. Everything got pushed to the end of the month.
I know. My you know how many books are on my pull list this week?
I know, because I got
14 books.
I might have less than you.
God, dog it, guys. My wallet's. Can you space them out a little bit? Like I had 2 weeks where it was under 5, and I had to like squeeze it out to I had to go like find other books. And it's like now I got 14. All right. Enough of my wallet crying. My number 3 is actually the first book on that list. Detective Comics number 1068. Ram V writing a really great detective story. Simon Spurrier, I think he's doing the backup issue. Don't really care so much about that. But here's the cool part about this issue particularly that I'm really jazzed about. You see that cover and how it's like the Two-Face where like one side's good, one side's bad? Ram V wrote, if you read the synopsis, he wrote this entire issue to where one page reflects the other page, but like with a dark side. So, and it's throughout the entire book, it's like that. So as you're reading through the book, you'll have something happening on one page, and then there's like a dark reflection of it on the other page.
So is it Two-Face?
Yes, I will be reading both pages, Evil Black Cat. But I'm really excited to see how that works out.
I didn't know. Is it just Two-Face or is Batman in this?
I mean, Batman's got to be in it, I would assume.
I'd be pissed if it was just Two-Face story and nothing else. I want to continue the story, man.
The way the last issue ended, I think it has to have Batman in it. Did you read the last issue?
Yeah.
Yeah. I think considering how it ended,
and it threw me off because I hated the last issue because we got Two-Face stories. There's one in the backup by Simon Spurrier, which really confused me because I was reading the one and I went into and there was no stop.
I thought there was only one Two-Face in the last issue.
Two-Face, the backstory, but it ended just the way it ended. It went from that and it went right into the Two-Face story. So it was seamless.
Okay.
That's what threw me off.
Well, I don't mind. Look, it's not the Joker. It's not Harley Quinn, so I'm happy with it. That's just weird. I'm sorry. I'm not going for that one. No. Why are you showing me this, man? It's like somebody smoked crack when they...
Look at those abs.
Forget the abs. He's got 2 other heads coming out of his shoulder. And look at Poseidon under him with the 4 heads. So weird. No, thank you. I don't know who did that one, but I don't like it. That one's a bit better. That one's pretty cool. Very Phantom
cover I want to get this week.
Yeah, that one looks pretty sweet with the organs.
With all the skulls.
Yeah.
Grim Reapers.
What's the other one? The red one?
Yeah.
I kind of like that one too. But the card
giant bat monster.
Yeah. Okay. I don't hate it. It kind of looks like Man-Bat, but wearing a cape. But anyway.
Oh, Evil Black Cat. Burn.
Ooh. But yeah, Ram V has been doing fantastic. And actually, his work on Detective Comics has got me reaching out and trying some other books that he's doing. Like I tried his Carnage book last week that I really enjoyed. I want to go back and start reading his Venom books. I know he's working on them with someone else. I think it's like Brian Hitch. Or maybe he's just doing the art. But I'm wanting to try some other Ram V books because I'm really enjoying his Detective Comics.
There's Paradiso. There's
Swamp
Thing.
About
Carnage. It's been really great. I'm sure he's got... Didn't he have the Many Death of the Last Star?
I don't know.
I think they might have him as well. Not sure.
Maybe.
Don't quote me on that.
But it's been really great. If you're one of the people that does not like the way the Batman title with Zdarsky has been going, which I love that run, or I love his run so far. But if you want something that's a little bit more calculated, a little bit more methodical, more of a slow burn, Detective Comics is really, really good. I've really been enjoying it. It's a totally different flavor from what you're getting from Chip Zdarsky's run. So check it out. Al Ewing, that's who it is. I'm a little less eager to try Venom now with Al Ewing attached to it. Maybe Ram V overpowers the Al Ewing flavor, but
What book is this?
Venom.
Oh,
After Donny Cates left, they had Al Ewing and Ram V take over. And
but then Ram V left it though.
I think he's still on it. I'm pretty sure he's still on it.
Last time I checked, he wasn't on it.
Previous issue.
That's why I dropped it.
Okay. I thought you dropped it because Donny Cates left, but
I'll look it up right now. I don't think he's even on there.
Well, no, Donny Cates isn't.
No, not Donny Cates. I'm talking about. Yeah. Series
number 15 was the most recent one. Ram B is on it. He's actually the only writer credited on it. Al Ewing's not even credited on issue 15.
Unless he came back.
Well, I'm looking at number 15. He's not. Al Ewing's not on it. It's just Ram B. So, okay, interesting.
Maybe they kicked Al Ewing off. I don't know.
Al Ewing wrote number 14 and 13, but not 15. Ram V wrote 12. So it looks like they're just alternating, maybe.
Yeah, I'm just waiting for my page to refresh.
Under pressure. I know. I'm actually.
There it goes. I already do that.
Kind of worrying about how my internet's going to do. I just got a heavy thunderstorm warning down here, so in case I start to freeze or go out, I'm alive. It's just I'll be dealing with a thunderstorm. But anyway, getting back to the comics, Detective Comics 1068. That is my number 3 book this week. Looking forward to it.
My number 2 is a little further down. It's actually Robin Hood.
Hey, nice.
This is the book supposed to come out like 2 weeks ago. Got pushed. It's been loving this series. It's basically it's basically Robin going, and she has to go get new threats now because cities in New York are just there's bloodthirsty monsters that are roaming the streets, and it's not even they're going after her too. And yeah, once again, and the really cool thing about this is they have this Keres or it's Keres. Reason I'm excited about her being in the book is because she does all of the Grimm universe as far as the Grimm Tales of Terror. So, and they've been doing a little like Leviathan horror, with Call of Cthulhu and stuff,
Oh, okay.
So they've been doing that in her last story in her book, Tales of Terror. So they're gonna have her guest star in Robin's book, of all places, which is kind of crazy because I usually don't see her outside of her own books. So you have to see her right here. This is she's basically the Grim Reaper of the universe. She's always telling tales, stuff, helping people.
Yeah,
she's I guess the Grim Fairy Tales, their version of death.
Right on.
A lot better than Thanos' his girlfriend. Yep.
I don't know, man. Thanos' Lady Death is kind of creepy at times. What is she fighting? The Trench from Aquaman?
Well, that's the thing. There's multiple monsters plaguing New York. There's been trench monsters. There's been giant spider people. There's been all different kind of monsters coming out. It's to this point where she has she's pretty much like in the same concept where as Belle. There's comedy in this where she gets over her head. She's like, "Ha! I destroyed it," and then she's like, "Oh shit, arrows don't work on this one." So it's basically like a better version of Oliver Queen. She's not a pompous ass, but she does, what?
Better version of Oliver Queen?
Of current Oliver Queen? Right now, Oliver's written like Stephen Amell's character in Arrow.
Maybe. I mean,
if he's even in a story.
He was in the Justice League. He was in Dark Crisis.
For how long? For what? How many pages?
I don't know how long the rest of the Justice League was.
Because he's gone. He's missing again. Yeah,
but he's got a new series coming out in like 3 months.
The dude should have had a series going on for the past 6 years.
I concur.
Aquaman has had more action than him.
I also concur.
So, like I said, I prefer this character. It's basically like Oliver. It'd be like Green Arrow year 1.
So would that make her Olivia Queen?
Olivia Queen. You could call her that if you wanted to. But no, she also has mystical powers too. She's actually was supposed to be sacrificed to the dark gods, so she had like some dark energy and stuff. And that's why she's able still to see with her eye, even though her eye was cut out.
Yeah.
Dude, the girl was like, she had horrible origins, man. When I was reading it, back in 2014 or something? 2000, yeah. She was dropped on the doorstep. Her foster parents, where I guess her foster dad was a drunk alcoholic, would beat her mom, who she called mom, and then so basically she ended up becoming a pickpocketing, a thief, in order to work with a gang when she was 14 years old to help out get money for her mom. She was a drug runner or package runner. And then she ends up meeting this guy. He ends up drugging and raping her. So she gets revenge by stealing the rich boy because his dad controls the town. She steals his car. The guy ends up cutting her eye out after ramming her with another car. And then she ends up in Sherwood Forest. After that, she wakes up. She's teleported and she's in like Mist, where she's originally from. Crazy. Yeah. All right, yeah. So anyway, let's go to your number 2, bro.
All right, bro. My number 2, we're gonna move on over to one of my favorite modern comic writers, probably one of my favorite comic writers just in general, Mr. Geoff Johns. He's got 2 books out this week, and my number 2 spot goes to his independent book, which I am loving. I'm loving the whole universe he's setting up. We're going to go Junkyard Joe number 4. This has been fantastic. I actually think I was thinking about this earlier today after y'all talked about this last night on Ash's channel, which, yes, he does have one. I think I like Junkyard Joe just a hair more than Geiger. Maybe more than a hair more than Geiger. Just this whole universe that Johns is setting up with him and Junkyard Joe, and then there's the next guy, the Revolutionary, the Immortal Redcoat, or Redcoat, I think it is. That's the cover I'm hoping to get. That one looks really cool. But yeah, this has been a great series. Geoff Johns writing, Gary Frank doing the art. It's amazing. What you have this robot. He was created and put into service during the Vietnam War. He, goes AWOL or goes missing at the end of the war. And then the one other surviving guy from his platoon, he's now like aged, and he's like, he's this famous comic strip creator who wrote a comic based off of Junkyard Joe. And so one night,
it's F. Joe. Is Junkyard Joe's the name of the comic book strip?
Yeah.
So, Joe is, yeah.
Yeah. Well, anyway, one night Joe shows up, Junkyard Joe, the robot, shows up at his house as he's like old and retired, and he's, getting reacquainted with him. At the same time, there's this new family that moves in across the street, and the girl is like this aspiring artist. The last issue, I think, dealt a lot with her family moving from another city.
Yeah, and she sees Joe through the window.
Yeah. So, and then at the same time, you also have these government goons who are looking. I assume they're the ones who created Joe in the first place,
or looking for him.
Yeah, so they show up in this small town looking for him. So I think this is going to be like the big. I think this might be a very action heavy issue. Maybe they find him, or maybe Joe fights them. I don't know.
The family moved to this small town right across from Money Davis, the guy who happened to be the guy who was saved by Joe. His wife had just passed away like a year ago, and he created a comic book strip, called Junkyard Joe. And he decided to retire, and he became a recluse. So Joe showed up one day and like I said, it's crazy because this family, they're the guy. He's a single father. He's got 3 daughters, and I think 2 daughters and a son.
2 daughters and a son.
Yeah, and his wife had passed away, and they moved from California all the way out to this middle of nowhere, and they're all being harassed because they're half Japanese,
half Korean,
and she's at the end of the last issue, she ends up seeing Joel through the window, And like I said, and now these guys show up, and they the two sheriffs are like cops are. And it's like you're on it, and they ask him for directions, but then they just kill him right afterwards. It's like, what the heck? Basically, your cliche plot, line. The cops are when you have government black ops agency, they can do what they want. So with Muddy Davis being here, aka Maury Davis is his real name. I'm curious too because I like this. This is creepy. It's like, so what if we learned that like Joe actually was a real person? They just put a brain in there like RoboCop.
I think that's one of the bad guys. I don't think that's actually Joe. I think that's one of the guys that showed up at the end of the last issue.
Do you think maybe they decided to put he's the new 2.0 version?
I don't think so. I think Joe is a robot. I think that might be a guy that created Joe or one of the guys that created Joe, but I don't think that Joe is a human.
Because we see teeth in there, we see eyes over the.
I know, but I don't think that's him though. I don't think that's Joe.
Well, that's not junk. I'm just saying that's not Joe, but you think they might be someone else. Yeah.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Like the new and improved model, like kind of like a Logan, where like they had the underclone. Maybe I don't know. I don't know if it almost sounds a little too cliche. So I don't know.
It looks creepy. Yeah.
Something like that.
You never know.
Yeah, maybe.
Sometimes the best stories are the ones you take little parts of other people's stories and you make into a better story.
That's true.
So,
but I am looking forward. I am digging this whole Geigerverse project that he's been doing. I've been loving it. So definitely.
Yeah, I love the reflection on that cover. The art on that style of this looks so. As I said, it looks so brand new, and then you see the eye in there, the eyes, and then you see like the teeth right here. It looks really cool.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So yeah. Alrighty then. I'll go and give you a countdown, or I guess from my 5 to down to my number before I give away my number 1. So my number 5 was Exterminators number 5. Number 4 was Born of Blood number 4. I had no idea these were the actual issue numbers when I wrote it down. Darkwing Duck is my number 3. Number 2 you saw was Robin Hood, Dagon. And my number 1 is actually a Jeff Johns book. But alas, I think it's going to be the better book. I can find it though. Did I pass it?
Really? Brave. It might be. You might be right.
Yeah. I'm just loving this. Jerry Ordway is doing the art on this, along with Scott Collins. Someone's going around and basically killing all of the, JSA members as far as like the kids stuff and to people
in the future.
Yeah. And Helena Wayne is, she's from the future. She's one of the kids of the, and we got Stargoat here. We got everyone. We got the whole good. It's the whole new JSA right here, the new Wildcat, the new
Yep.
Yeah, we got Beth here too. You
saw them on Stargirl. There's a good chance they're in here.
Look at this. Hakeem's on there too.
Jakeem.
I call him freaking. You never know because of the J or either you use the J or you don't use the J. It's H.
If it's Hakeem, it starts with an H.
Not always.
Pretty well. Most in this case, it's Jakeem. I know that. Like they say Jakeem in the show.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Jimenez should be a J, but they call it Jimenez. All right. The cover I'm getting obviously is the one you see on the thumbnail. How could I pass it up? That's my power, girl.
How can you pass that up?
Good. How can you pass it up? This is how we get a flag right here on the channel because it's just too hot to handle.
Flag on YouTube. No, just kidding. Don't flag them. But that is a pretty sweet cover, though. I gotta say.
Yeah. Here's a Tom Rainey card. That's kind of cool.
Yeah, it's all right. The art, I don't know. Something about I like the poses and everything. I like the way everybody's structured on the cover. The art's a little off for me.
Yeah. This art kind of reminds me of like if I'm watching from the Tick,
Yeah.
kind of like cartoonish art.
I kind of almost wish they'd given
Or Invincible.
her. Well, no, I wish they had given her the original costume that she had, the black and yellow costume for Doctor Midnight when it was what's her name? Because she had a totally different look than the original Doctor Midnight.
All right, so Selena Wayne, we got the Jay Garrick, we got Thaddeus Brown, Mr. Miracle in here, Solomon Grundy, Thunderbolt, Jim Corrigan, Spectre, Per Dagaton, I believe is the villain.
Yep.
Selena Kyle, Catwoman with Dr. Fate, Kat Nelson, John Thunder, Salem the Witch Girl, some character named Sweep. I'm sure that is. But look at all the different supporting characters here. We got Deadman here. We got the original Dr. Midnight, Harlequin's son, Michael Mann, Kyle Knight Mist, Red Lantern, Ruby Sokov. We got Naboo. We have Hawkman, Cutter Hall, Hank Hall, known as Extant. I don't remember that. Detective Chimp, Gentleman Ghost, Our Man, Rex Tyler, Power Girl, Wildcats. Like I said, you can't go wrong with this, we also have a Cupert that's also doing the editing in here, along with Marie Javins. So
yeah,
dude, like I said, anytime I get to see Jerry Ordway, I don't care what his politics are, but when I get to see his art, it's a blessing. Because you know why? Because he's got that sweet post-crisis drawings.
He does have a style.
I love that style.
Pretty sweet.
Just why we always love Perez, even though even God rest his soul. I always wanted to see more Perez art and interior stuff. I just got the point where they kind of push older creators out. Obviously they wanted to pass the torch, but man, they need to pass the torch right back when you have Riley Rossmo, people like that coming in here. But overall, fun story, and So the new golden age. Huntress has arrived in the present day, but the Justice Society of America are not what she remembers. Can't you get to the bottom of what's happened to the world's first superhero team? Will the helmet of fate hold the answers Huntress seeks? Wait, Helena's going to put on the helmet? That'd be the second Wayne to put on the helmet in less than a month.
I know, it's like Jeff Johns and Mark Waid are coordinating or something.
Right? Yes. All right. Extant was when Hank was evil in that one. I thought he was called
yeah.
I thought at the M. Was he called something else?
Hank Hall was Hawk for a while, but then
when he went evil during Blackest Night, wasn't he? Or he was
called
not
Blackest Night. It was Princes of Darkness, I want to say.
Monolith or something like that? Or Monarch?
I could be wrong.
I thought it was called Monarch.
Maybe he had multiple identities.
Oh.
He eventually did become Dr. Fate, though.
Yeah.
Oh, wait, Jay says that was early 90s. Yeah, late 90s would have been when JSA started under David Goyer.
Well, I'm talking about Hank Hall. I'm not talking about Naboo and all that stuff, Dr. Fate.
Yeah, Jay said it is Monarch. Jay says.
Yeah, all right, cool.
Yeah.
Alrighty. And that's it. So we'll have you count down, and we'll get down to your number one. Unless you want me to stay on that. Do you want me to stay on that one?
You use your best judgment.
All right, go back.
Number 5 is the Green Hornet, One Night in Bangkok, one shot. Number 4 is Scorched, number 14. Detective Comics 1068 is my number 3 book. Junkyard Joe number 4 is my number 2 book. And number 1, of course, it's got Jeff Johns and it's the Justice Society. So, of course, it's going to be my number 1 book. And Evil Black Cat, thank you. I forgot. It's Hector Hall, not Hank Hall. That was Dr. Fate. Hector Hall. That was the one. My bad.
Yeah, that was he was a son of
H, and they both have Hall for the last name. But anyway, back to this though. Jeff Johns writes a lot of stuff really well, but the dude has a talent for the JSA and for these characters. He created Stargirl. He knows how to write the relationships between these characters. They're one of the few superhero teams that I think feels more like family in a lot of ways, which I really appreciate whenever you see that in a comic. The one, if you could call it a gripe, and I don't really call it so much a gripe because it is reintroducing this character more to newer audiences, but the one semi-gripe is that issue number 1, seem to center a lot around Huntress, this new Huntress, and it seems like number 2 will probably do that a good bit as well. Not saying that you don't have stories that he's written in the past where it all focuses on or centers around one character. He's done that before. But with this being a Justice Society being relaunched, I would like to see a little bit more attention given to characters like Jay Garrick or Alan Scott or Wildcat or something like that. So I hope they do. And Jeff Johns does do a really good job at juggling multiple characters. He's really talented in that way. So I think that he can give us a quality book. I really hope that it's not a limited series or mini series. I really hope enough people are buying this that DC pays attention. It's like, hey, we should make this an ongoing. But yeah, really good stuff. Mikel Jannin's art, I was iffy about at first, but I think he does do a good job. I like Jerry Ordway as well, but Mikel Jannin's art, it is turning me around. He does have the cover A up there, which I do really like that cover A. But yeah, I'm really looking forward to this. It's always a good time for me when I see the JSA in a DC book. I don't think there's a bad book that I've read.
All right,
so had a JSA member in it.
So I think it looks like Undead Quinn's only got 2 books this week.
It looked like, yeah, he only had 2 I saw this week. He's having an Ash week. Although I know Ash sometimes has some weeks.
If you want to find out what books Ash is getting this week, go check out our little stream we did last night over at Ash.comics.
But Undead Quinn, his number 2 is Gargoyles number 2. I think we're both picking up that one as well.
Yeah.
Didn't make my top 5, but I did like issue number 1. So I will be picking up Gargoyles number 2. And then Undead Quinn, his number 1 book.
The Book of Shadows.
Book of Shadows. Number 3. I like, too, where he puts in the covers that he's getting. The cover D, the pre-order bundle cover.
Yeah, I thought about that and just be like, I'll click on the ones, but I was like, you know what? I like showing up all the covers. So, and then it's more a surprise if I don't tell you what cover I'm getting, so you can figure out which one I'm going to get later on. But
yeah,
everybody knows I'm getting the Power Girl one, so I couldn't avoid that.
Of course you can. Why would you? Evil Black Cat says, so far, JSA is ordered as a 12-issue limited series. That is true, and that is unfortunate. However, I do know, I read a tweet from the artist who's doing the new Green Arrow series with Joshua Williamson. Right now, that Green Arrow series is set as a 6-issue limited series. But if enough people buy that, and if enough people buy this JSA book, DC will look at it and can extend it out and can turn it into an ongoing. We actually saw where they kind of did that with Swamp Thing, where it was supposed to be, I think it was supposed to be like a 12-issue series, and they extended it to 16. So pick up JSA. When Green Arrow comes out, pick that up. They're both good writers, Jeff Johns and Joshua Williamson. So, let DC know that you want less Batman and more of these other fun characters. You get to talk all the time. I don't interrupt you or wrap you up.
So I say hello to Ash.
We can say hi to Ash anytime.
Properly.
Just kidding.
3, 2, 1.
He wrapped me up and made me rush through my talking so he could open a Coke can.
Well, I want to say hello to Ash, but I also want to go over to our other part of this where we talk about the trades.
I didn't even look at the trades, actually.
Exactly, because you're too busy talking.
I'm sorry. Next time you're spoiling a comic plot, I'll make sure to wrap you up too and get you to speed up.
What did I spoil?
You were spoiling. What was the book we were talking about? I threw it away. The title that we were talking about.
You threw it away.
Junkyard Joe. You were spoiling the last issue. Haha.
Man, not really much of a spoil. Because there's a lot more that happens in that book, but plus there's a lot more to it. Like so excited. The plot is great. So.
That is true.
All right, Dark Knight's Metal Omnibus hardcover, $150 or $75 over at In Stock Trades.
Yeah,
I'd love to get a discount even more there for showing them all the time, but.
Right, we should get them to
Iron Cat is a fun story. Jed McKay writing Black Cat and Tony Stark, man, in a series like this. Fun story. Invincible Compendium 1. I just got my other one, the ultimate one. I was like, now the Compendium hardcover.
You jumped too soon.
Well, the ultimate version, the original Vine one,
Yeah.
has been out for like since the 2009 or something. It's been out for a while. Now, 20
Invincible.
years now. Of course, I should have figured 20 years. They're gonna
Did
come out with
Invincible
compendium.
come out in 2009 or
It
2008?
came out shortly, right around the same time as Walking Dead. He was writing both
Okay.
at the same
Okay.
time.
Yeah, it was around the same time. Yeah. Interesting. Yeah, those compendiums are no joke either. If that's like the Walking Dead one that I had, like you could legitimately knock somebody out with that.
Wow.
It's crazy.
I knocked myself up. I slip.
Okay.
Goes my
Don't do
nose.
oh.
I was like, I gotta go spend time with my sister and go somewhere like around town. And I was like, so my niece is gonna go to concert from some person I've never even heard of. It's always the people as the new artists that have like R&B singers. Like I only I could say is that she apparently had a song on Wakanda Forever or whatever, the Black Panther album. Other than that, I don't know who this person is. It's a one-word name. Anyway, so we're there. I'm like, I gotta spend because it's been overnight because it's a late concert. So my sister's like, she doesn't like going alone. So I'm like, I might get the compendium so I can just read Invincible while I'm there. She's like, let's go shopping. I'm like, I just want to read comic books. So anyway, so dude, compendium, $100. Let me look to see what this actually is. This has over 1,024 pages.
Golly.
It collects Invincible 0 to 47.
Oh wow.
I've already read these though. I'm past that number already.
What if they do a reverse what they did with The Walking Dead, where they re-release the Invincible run, but it's like red, white, and black?
Don't tempt me. Don't you freaking tempt me.
Hey, Skybound, do you want to make more money off this guy named Binkman? Just re-release them, but just
the only reason I'm getting into deluxe because I never bought the original Walking Dead.
Okay. Did you ever buy the original Invincibles?
Nope.
Oh, okay. Well,
yeah, I came into the party late, bro.
I did too.
I just want to say hello. Hello, Riddle Rhaegar. How's it going? Don't you look at me like that, boy.
I know, he just pops up. That's like the first thing he does is that face with the raised eyebrow. I call it the Ash face because I feel like I get that face from him a lot when I voice my opinion.
He's upset because we're still doing this. So I was supposed to go hang out with him.
All
right, so I forgot about Cliff Rathburn and Corey Walker. Those were some of the artists on there, like some of the artists they had there. But Ryan Otley was the guy who took over, I believe, from Corey Walker.
Yeah, that's where he got his jump, huh? Or where he got his boost?
His best ongoing. Yeah, like I said, dude, there's an interview I posted on Twitter. I retweeted it. It's from Invincible, and it has Ryan Otley, it has Robert Kirkman, and someone else sitting down just talking about the book. 20 years, bro. That's a lot. Wow. It's been 20 years.
Yeah, that's crazy.
I mean, dude, fun series. I recommend anybody who's looking for a good book. Just want it doesn't hold. It's like The Boys, but without the crude. You don't get the sex and all stuff, but you do get people getting their arms ripped off, their faces blown off, melted.
Very
so it's like it is kind of gory, graphic, but it's great though.
It's The Boys, but with a sense of hope. It's The Boys, but with sunlight. The Boys seems like it takes place like in a dark room with no windows. But The Boys actually is out in the sun.
I wouldn't write The Boys off of that because The Boys actually had a lot of good moments and wholesome, good, positive moments in there. It was just a really shitty world. And the sad part was me and Asher talking about, the more we look at The Boys, the more we look at it's pretty much our world right now.
That is sad, actually.
People going around be able to do what they want, and then us who are suffer because we're not allowed to fight back. Otherwise, we're the ones who go to jail. So, yeah. Anyway, so that campaign is coming. Oh, the Ant-Man Giant Man collection. Here, your epic collection. Ant-Man No More. Not Namor. No More. King the Saga Once and Future Conqueror. That's out for $45. John Byrne, Fantastic Four.
That was supposed to come out last week. Did it get pushed back?
Probably.
Might have. Huh.
Peter David Hulk, Volume 2. This is Volume 2, $125. There's Hulk versus Grey Hulk, and then we have, what's this? Hulk with pants and a tank top? Outrageous. Then we have Spawn Origins Collection Deluxe Edition, Volume 5, hardcover. $150. Image Comics. All right, we have Wild Cards, the drawing of the cards. $18. Yep. Absolution! Not worth $10. wait for $5.
Are you going to be getting the art of the movie for Black Widow?
You know, I didn't realize that's what it was. I was like, oh, it's Black Widow. And I thought, oh, it's just an art cover. I'm like, they have one of those already at Half Price Books, I saw.
Yeah, it's like the concept art for the movie.
Archie's in India. Yeah.
Interesting.
Yep.
I'm gonna get the other Archie book, the like Mad Max Apocalypse one.
And then we get into the porn here, the weeb porn. Into the deep forest. Into the deepest, most unknowable dungeon.
What the trash? Okay, I love manga and anime a lot, but they come up with some weird stuff, man.
Goblin Slayer?
I actually liked Goblin Slayer. Once you get past the
that scene, though, it's like everybody's stuck on that scene.
Stuff, and you get into like the story of the Goblin Slayer. It's actually a pretty cool story. But,
Land of the Dead. What is this?
Wait, what's that?
This one here, Land of the Dead.
I've never heard of this one.
Yeah, that's out
too. From the underworld on story.
Brian McDonald, an expert on narrative arts, comes a remarkable nonfiction gravel about the story art, about the art of storytelling. There is wisdom in the land of the dead, for it is the place that all stories lay to rest. And what is a story if not a simulation of survival? Wielding his massive experience from film, TV, comics, and more, Brian McDonald lays out a history of storytelling and shows the reader how the best tales tug at our truest biological instinct, the need to survive. Readers will see how different forms of survival, physical, emotional, spiritual, inform the arc of character development in a way that makes them more complex and compelling. And how plot and circumstance must then force the wow. Yeah. Art by Toby Cypress.
I
don't know.
Okay. Interesting.
More manga.
And always gets the bottom of the barrel.
Yeah. Like these are like the Russian manga. What the heck? Yeah. Oh yeah, there's also Black Adam. Just decided if files are here.
Yeah, that's like the movie tie-in for like the JSA members they had.
$20 for 156 pages. Written by Brian Q. Miller, Kevin Scott, Kari Andrews is on here, Scott Eden. Yeah. No, bro. All right, so that's it for this week, man. Got some cool books coming out, and it's got some weird books coming out, and we'll see what happens.
Yeah,
you guys had fun tonight.
14 books to read. Oh God, 14 books. I'm gonna be doing a lot of reading on Thursday. Like just wake up with a comic book in my hand and just start reading through all of them. JR, Cyclone, they did race swap her, but she's not a lesbian in the comics or in the movie.
Yeah, I'm just getting sick of all that now. Shazam's becoming more and more like the Flash and the Batman families now. We have White Adam. We still have Black Adam. We have White Adam.
Oh, you're talking about the comics. Oh, okay.
Yeah, comic books. It's getting to the point where there's just, I don't need any more Shazams.
Well, I know not Mark Miller. Mark Waid is supposed to be taking over Shazam later this year. Him and Dan Moore actually are. They're going to be doing Shazam.
Yeah, other book coming out with Dan Moore this week is actually Ninja Turtles Power Rangers
crossover, I saw that,
which I might be picking up if I can find the first issue because it's Dan Moore art on there. Now, I'm not a fan of Ryan Parrott. Well, I'm not really big into the Power Rangers. I mean, back when I was 15, I watched it here and there because Amy Jo Johnson, but that was about it. So yeah. I guess some people really love it. I believe our friend Geek Show Joe or Joe's Geek Show He has his own channel. Go check that out. He basically is really into Power Rangers, really into Flash. So I'm like, when's the Power Rangers Flash story gonna come crossover?
Didn't they do Power Rangers and Justice? I think they did a Power Rangers Justice League crossover.
Did they really?
I think
That's
so.
crazy,
I'd have to double check on that, but I feel like they did.
right?
But yeah, no, I did. I saw that because remember that was the one where I thought Michelangelo was Jenica because the bandana looked yellow.
Well, that's the Power Rangers. That's the Power Rangers and Turtles crossover.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I actually like Dan Mora's art style. I like how he made all the turtles look different in size and not just like clones of each other with different colored bandanas.
Yeah, it's simplistic to its form. If you can do that and still make the turtles look good, like the cartoon version, I'm fine with that. That's why I like the Saturday morning cartoons.
Mhm.
The turtles, those are fun.
Yeah.
You can't go wrong with that if the art, is good, and just keep the turtles the same. It's when you start making the turtles look like the freakishly whatever the fuck that was on the movie with Megan Fox. That was nightmare fuel.
I actually like the movies with Megan Fox.
You watched it for Megan Fox. Just admit it.
I watched it because it was Michael Bay, and I thought maybe if he couldn't.
I watched it for Michael Bay.
I thought if he couldn't do Transformers properly, maybe he would do okay with Ninja Turtles. It was decent.
What logic is that?
It had some fun action scenes. There's like
He can
the whole
butcher Transformers. How bad is he going to butcher Turtles?
Michael Bay did Bad Boys, and Bad Boys and Bad Boys 2 has some great action scenes. And I think
Bad Boys, sure. Bad Boys, 2.
Bad Boys 2 had at least 2 good action scenes that I can recall. But anyway, but I know a lot of other Ninja Turtle fans that I know who are friends. They were like, no, the Megan Fox movie sucked.
Yeah.
So,
JR just put out that it's Pussy Two Orange Cats whistling, but it's funny because on our end it shows up cat-orange whistling.
Yep.
Cat orange whistling.
Yeah, emojis don't show up in the StreamYard chat.
I know. Chill W cat.
What is it? Whenever Imperial Goddess shows up, it's like
Yeah.
chilling box or something like that.
Yeah, that's what he did on there. And Michael Bay didn't do Turtles.
I thought he did. Oh, he produced it, I think.
Somebody did Turtles, and then they were
Ugh.
drunk. Oh wait, that's Casey Jones that did Turtle.
Whoever did Turtle should have gone to jail. I'm pretty sure it's against the law to do a turtle like that.
Because they're not human, they don't get consent.
Yeah, exactly. Also, it's just creepy.
Hey, people like furries, I guess.
But turtles aren't furry. They don't
They're
even
skinless.
have scales. I don't even
Turtles
know.
have tails.
Do they have scales?
Tails.
Oh, tails. I was talking. I said scales.
Scales?
I don't
I
think
don't
they have
know, bro.
scales. Their legs and tails. Like
Go
they don't-
outside. Go look for a turtle. I'm sure there's one in your yard.
There might be one.
But you probably had the Bowser ones, though. You have the giant King Koopa.
We do. We do
snappers.
have like the snapping turtles.
The giant ones that are Koopas.
We also have like the little box turtles too, or whatever they're
I
called.
get box turtles, but man, you guys get those giant, like Bowser size ones. It's like,
Yeah.
Where's my dog? Oh, that's not my dog. That's King Koopa.
The snapping turtle. Yeah, you got to watch out with the snapping turtles. Those things will you'll lose an arm.
Blame
Or
Daredevil
finger.
for the TMNT.
Yeah. Blame Daredevil.
Wait, why did he get blind and hook up with the turtle?
Was it the same radioactive sludge that blinded Daredevil that made the turtles?
Was it actually sludge or was it something else?
Evil Black Cat. I have seen the Bad Boys movie. I saw 1 and 2. Haven't seen 3.
No, he actually saw White Boys.
There's
What else called that?
called White Boys.
What was the other one called? Was it White Girls? Yeah,
Oh, White Girls. That
was safe for Zach.
But I did not see that one.
Let's when Santa hit the DD, it went into the sewer and got the turtles.
Did you hear about? Okay. I'm sorry. I just saw this headline. Did you hear they cast Lex Luthor for Superman and Lois?
It's like another little kid. Looks like Jesse Eisenberg.
No, it's you know who played Abraham in the Walking Dead show? Michael Cudlitz.
Oh, really?
They got him to play Lex Luthor in Superman and Lois. I've never seen him bald, so now I'm imagining.
I don't know, but I mean, he's got the Terminator. He's tall. He's got the. I mean, he's for the physique. If you give him the
He's very
physique,
built. Yeah, he's very built. Yeah. Now I'm just imagining like a bald Lex Luthor, but with the orange handlebar mustache. Superman looked like Sheamus or whoever that wrestler was.
He drives a military jeep truck.
Yep. That'd be fun.
I can't picture him without the bat though.
Oh,
That's so like a picture of Abraham is with the
so
bat.
messed up. I was more sad when he died than when Glenn died. Glenn, I knew was coming.
Look, the funny thing is like Glenn, like those of us read the comic book for Walking Dead with Glenn, and sorry, this is spoilery, but I mean, I don't know how you do not know this because
It's been like
everywhere.
10 years.
It's been on the show. It's been this leaked everywhere. You know. So anyway, so
I know kids.
well of us knew what was going to happen with certain characters on the show dying, and I was like, man, cool. So is Abraham going to go? I was like, and then like, okay, and I was like, okay, all right, that was But I was like, okay, so up at this point, I knew Glenn was going to die.
Right.
I wasn't sure if they're going to go exactly like the comic book thing because the first season, 2 seasons, it kind of strayed away from that. The whole CDC thing was not. They went totally away from that, from the actual comic book for that.
Yeah.
So I was like, are they actually going to have Glenn like get bitten or something? Because remember he climbed on the dumpster, you know?
Yeah, right,
we were like, you're like, oh, he's dead.
They faked everybody out. Yeah. Everybody thought Glenn was dead for like 8 or 10 episodes.
Rhaegar, you hate The Walking Dead. You said you quit watching it. So
it's been 10 years, Rhaegar. I could have had a kid and he could be in grade school by now in the amount of time.
And Jay, I don't know where you're going with this because I don't know. I'm not gonna read that comment.
That's the person who stole suitcases. There was like
yeah.
But they're bald, but they wear the dresses and the heels.
I just want Billy Zane. That's all I want.
I can see it.
Can't say he's too old.
I want Stone Cold Steve Austin.
Stone Cold Steve Austin? What the hell?
Yeah. You imagine like a buff Luther with the power suit or the power armor?
And he just cracks open 2 beers. Hell yeah! And just starts drinking.
Why not?
Gives a guy a stunner.
Black Adam shows up. It's like, do you smell what?
If you want a redneck Lex Luthor,
you can have these former WWE greats in the DCEU.
Only if you make Triple H Lobo.
I don't know if Jason. I still think Jason Momoa should be recast as Lobo, but I don't know if they'll do it.
No, they're done with him.
I don't know. He said he had a talk with Warner Brothers about his like DC involvement, I guess, and he was like really, really hyped about it. So I don't know.
I mean, Gal Gadot, I don't know if she's staying on as Wonder Woman. They're going to let her do Wonder Woman 3, or they're just going to keep her on.
I think James Gunn is supposed to be announcing some of the projects later this month, sometime before the end of the month.
Also, really huge announcement from Jeremy Adams, writer of The Flash, for tomorrow. Reading DC Comics book. So I don't know if he's he tagged DC Comics. Said huge announcement coming tomorrow. So
that makes
Tom Taylor, whenever you're ready.
That makes me nervous. I don't know if I like that too much.
Tom Taylor's taking over.
Don't do that, Breen. Don't you put that evil on me, Ricky Bobby. I don't like that at all. That makes me nervous. I'm getting.
You know what I was thinking? They're probably gonna announce he's writing Super Sons. The book.
Maybe maybe here's what'll happen. I'm optimistic.
Or he's writing the 2 kids.
This is going to be me being optimistic. Maybe that DC sees how good he's doing on Flash. Maybe they're going to give him another hero to write, like an addition. Maybe that's me.
Well, he's doing it right now. He's in Family Stories. I mean, Josh, who's taking over for Josh Williamson on Superman?
Yeah, Joshua Williamson is writing Superman. That's supposed to come out. I thought it was supposed to come out this month, but I guess it won't be until next month. Probably got pushed back.
I mean, I don't know. I don't see what else he could write. I mean, I would love to have him write Superman because that's a family story.
Yeah,
that's something he's good at, doing stuff like that with the kids and stuff. I would love to have him writing Super Sons. The guy has proven he can write Irie and Jai. It'd
be cool if he was writing a Teen Titans.
Or
I wouldn't mind reading a Teen
Titans. Do you know what it could be? A
spinoff.
Could be doing an Impulse book.
Could be doing Impulse.
Impulse and Ace.
Impulse and Ace. I mean, there's several ways this could go. He could be doing a Booster Gold and Blue. He could be doing a. No, they probably wouldn't do a Justice League. They're not doing. They don't have Justice League right now. They don't have a Justice League.
Or maybe they let him do a Stargirl.
Could be. I think that if Jeff Johns
young JSA.
If Jeff Johns wasn't going to do a Stargirl or JSA book, I think Jeremy Adams. He wouldn't be my first pick for a substitute. That would be Vendetti. But no, Jeremy Adams would make sense. Teen Titans, I think, would make sense too. I think that if he was doing a Teen Titans book, I think that would do well. But man, I'm kind of nervous now.
Or he's taking over Nightwing and he's pulling a reverse.
Oh, that would actually be pretty sweet because the two best issues of Tom Taylor's run of Nightwing were the two ones where Wally was a guest star. I picked the 3. There was one where the Titans show up. I think that was very early in the run though. But those were like the 3 good issues of Nightwing. So
I don't know, man. Like I said, I'd love to have him like announce, "Hey, I'm taking over Catwoman." Fuck yeah! Anybody can get Tini Howard off. Having him writing a Teen Titans book, man, would be great too.
Teen Titans would be
good. Or Legion's a superhero.
Legion. Oh, that would work. I would read that probably.
Yeah,
definitely. Not probably. Definitely. If he did like a boost, if they did like an ongoing Booster Gold and Blue Beetle series.
Well, it's not true about Stargirl. Stargirl actually had an issue that was written not by Jeff Johns. That was a tie into the CW show.
Oh yeah, that was like, what was it called? Like Earth Prime or something like that.
Yeah,
yeah.
But Jerry Ordway was doing the art on it.
Yeah, it was an all right story. It was a very CW story.
Yeah,
it was all right.
Or he's writing a Gotham Knights show, comic book adaptation.
I don't know. I think Jeremy Adams, he does. I'm not going to.
Well, the thing is, it threw me off.
But I don't think he can go dark enough for.
He writes DC comic books. He tags DC Comics book. We all know he writes a lot. He wrote all the Lego show.
Lego Batman.
Yeah. So maybe he's gonna be working on a Lego Flash game. There's rumors there's a new Lego Batman game coming out.
Oh yeah. Okay.
So maybe he's working on that. But I said I want Flash Family.
I don't know if he would tag DC. What if they're what if they're doing it? You know who hasn't had an ongoing book in a while? Green Lantern.
He just had one.
No, like an ongoing Green Lantern. What, the Grant Morrison? Like the season 1 and 2? That was like 2 years ago. What? Throughout like this whole, ever since Death Metal, he hasn't had an ongoing. What if it's not like Hal, but what if it's like a Kyle Rayner or a Green Lantern Corps book? That would be kind of cool.
I don't know. Like I said, I would like personally. I want to see Jeremy Adams write Static Shock and just having people freak out. Oh, there's a white guy writing a black character. I swear to God, every time I'm on Instagram, I see people are like, "Why? Where's all the black characters?" And they show, it'll show advertise for a show. It's like, there's not enough black people here, and people are like, "Bro, it's like you realize that not everybody has to cater to you. If you want to watch that." One guy actually, he's like, "Dude, if you're upset about black characters not being a TV show, go watch BET. It's aimed for you only, no one else."
Yeah.
Until BET starts making movies for white people, shut up about having enough characters.
Well, that's the thing. If you had, if they could say like, "Yeah, where are all the characters of color? Where are all those?" And as soon as like well, maybe not. Maybe I'm thinking too pessimistically here. But I was gonna say like as soon as a white creator draws a picture or something, somebody would be like, "Why are you taking jobs away from black creators?" Or I don't know. Maybe I'm thinking too much. And
Evil Cap Bryce bring up what I was going to mention too is that Phil Kenny Johnson's writing Jon Stewart and Mariko Tamaki is writing Helen Jordan.
I don't know how to feel about that last one.
She wrote a pretty damn good 12-issue Shadow of the Bat.
That's true.
With the Bat Family.
She did. She also wrote a really crappy She-Hulk and a really crappy I Am Not Starfire. So it can go either way.
Gail Simone wrote the best Birds of Prey.
That's true.
Other than Chuck Dixon.
And Secret Six, which nobody else has managed to get. So it could go either way.
I'm not going to be satisfied until all of Asgard looks like Wakanda. Where's all my Black Fantastic Four next people? They'd have to have like Storm be white. She's like, it's the opposite. She's from the United States. They're all just like, all right, we're going in the weeds here. Before
we are smoking the weeds at this point. We are.
I do not take part of the, the wacky weed.
I like Black Cat. I'm not a fan of the Mary Jane. Okay, so people were spazzing on Disney-themed cosplay dolls because Tiana was a white doll. Ooh, but they don't. That's exactly it. Whenever I go to a Comic-Con, actually the last Comic-Con I went to in New Orleans, there was a white guy dressed as Black Panther, and then there was a black girl dressed as Black Widow. Cosplay, it doesn't have to be like a one-to-one reflection of what's
my only rule for cosplay.
Huh?
My only rule for cosplay: if you can't fit into the costume, don't put the costume on you.
Yeah, that's true.
I don't want to see Lizzo's.
I've seen some unfortunate, not even Lizzo's, but there
even Meghan Trainor lost weight. Why? Because it's not healthy.
So did what's her name? The Australian girl from Pitch Perfect. She lost weight.
Oh yeah.
God, that's gonna bother me now.
Yeah, I can't remember.
She hosted a dog show. That was like her new big thing, where she was hosting a dog show or a dog award show. But yeah, she lost weight though. Anyway,
Adele lost weight.
Adele.
Everybody said it was okay to be big and beautiful. Has lost weight.
And then they found out that it's actually not healthy.
It's current year. I'm literally shaking. Okay, I'm sorry. The fat Aussie.
Yeah, I can't remember her name. She was in Pitch Perfect though. She was like the little blonde girl who was.
Yeah, bigger. She doesn't have a normal name. She has a weird name.
Yeah, it's a really bizarre one. But anyway, I'll remember and I'll look it up, and then Thursday I'll have
Google it now because I want to know.
Okay, well, sir. Oh, Evil Black Cat. I wasn't talking about you specifically. I was trying to make a Spider-Man joke because I like Black Cat, parentheses, Felicia Hardy, not Mary Jane, Mary Jane Watson.
Name? Rebel Wilson.
Rebel, that's the name.
Is super skinny now.
That's such a weird name. Like, I kind of like it, but it's just a weird one. Yeah, I don't know how you can read or comprehend reading comics if you're stoned. Like, maybe there are some comics that are really like, I bet you that new Doctor Strange comic is really trippy if you're high. But like, can you even like comprehend and remember what you're reading though? Like, that would be the thing I'd be concerned about. But anyway, Maranya says 2013 is year zero for all the problems. Gail Simone, Tony Stark being adopted. I forgot about Tony Stark being adopted. I count Civil War 2 as ground zero for all problems. That's where She-Hulk went into the coma, and when she came out, she started to be like angry, savage He-Hulk with boobs. Right. That's where Carol started arresting people and being a space fascist. That's where Tony went into the coma. That's where all the problems started for me with Civil War 2. One panel can last 30 minutes. It's like you're just staring there at a picture of a comic.
This is great. Arrowverse writers Joe Blankenship and Grain Godfrey joined the writing team of Marvel Studios' Daredevil Born Again.
Yeah, I don't know how to.
If they're the ones that are pushing Felicity, I'm scared now.
I mean, why not just have the guys who wrote Daredevil on Netflix? Like, I understand it can't be the same tone, but you can have a lot of the same elements.
Sesame Street co-creator Lloyd Morissette dies at 93 years old.
Oh, wow.
He was a junior. So,
does he have a junior after him?
Also, for those who are curious about that, I did check out. I've been enjoying it. It has been The Last of Us season 1.
The show?
Each episode is like 60 minutes long.
Okay.
They are great. They're released once a week on Sunday nights on HBO Max. You can release them, watch them. They are pretty faithful to the game. The first game is great. Second game is shit. So
That is
it's
what I
based on the
heard.
first game. So
Yeah, my sister is a really big fan of the first game, and she's been going into panic attacks because of the show. She's been
because
loving it.
and they are not holding back with the jump scares in the second one. Second one, you don't want to be eating because you're gonna see things that are gonna. Yeah,
Yeah,
I probably should have not ate
the zombies in that game, I know were
because
I don't
there's
even call them
fungus
zombies.
spores and stuff,
Yeah.
and everything. It's still faithful to the game. Not only that, you come across dead bodies because it's the one thing that really drew me into this as far as the Last of Us game. It's a dystopian future where mankind, I see everybody. I think of zombies. I'm thinking this. I like it when it's been basically where we're living. There's hardly anybody left in the mankind, humans, and everything's just grown over. As far as buildings crumble, falling over.
Mhm.
Uh, it's funny as Beneath the Planet of the Apes is, but I love like the scenes going that. Same with Logan's Run when they go out, they're like they come across like the Capitol building and stuff, and you see all I just love that kind of stuff. It's cool.
Hmm.
So and The Last of Us is creative. It's not just like zombies and these brains. They have people like clickers. They use echolocation. So you have like in the game you got to throw like bottles, distract them, go around them. Ellie is just got a huge potty mouth on her. She's like 14, but she's always listening. She's so sassy.
Yeah.
It is fun. And as you play as Ellie in the game, she just goes crazy with the knife. She's got a little switchblade, and she just goes she jumps through the back, goes like just like I was just like it's like Hunk the Slayer except with a knife.
They were both. I found this out. Both Joel
Uh,
and Ellie were both. They're both played by actors who got started. I don't want to say started, but they were small before when they got into Game of Thrones.
well,
Pedro Pascal, of course, got that was the first place I saw him was Game of Thrones.
I don't like
Girl
Pedro
plays
Pascal
Ellie.
as a person, but he's all right. I personally would have went
Yeah,
with Gerard Butler. He's taller, actually has a physique. Pedro Pascal looks
yeah,
like a
I can see
short little
that.
pushover guy, geek.
Gerard Butler would have been a good pick. Actually, for Ellie, now she might be too. Oh no, I don't know.
Well,
I think
this
the girl they got for Ellie is pretty good. I was gonna go. They have a girl. They had an actress. She's too old now, I think. But
Well,
she was
yes,
one
yes.
of
It's
the
been like,
daughters in Last Man Standing with Tim Allen.
well,
She
actually,
was the
the
youngest
she was
daughter
actually the youngest from Growing Pains. Was the voice actress
in the game.
in the Last of Us game?
Oh, wow! Did not know that.
Yeah.
Interesting. Wow.
Like I said, this isn't really isn't zombies, but there are different creatures.
Yeah.
I don't know if they'll incorporate into the movie, but we call them bloaters.
Fun.
Yeah, spores. Now that's the one thing I will say this in the show. Minor spoiler. Well, because they haven't really gone down, but in the game, whenever you had to go in a crawl space, because there's always spores, you didn't want to breathe them in. So everybody wears gas masks. No one's wearing a gas mask so far in the futuristic version. They show you like what happens like beforehand when the first outbreak is, and they show you like different things about the actually giving more information about the actual spore and stuff, which is really cool. But yeah, they don't hold any punches. I know Rhaegar, you're really like I don't want to watch anything that's super woke. I guess Dalton, I don't know what he watched. He said he saw a leak somehow. Everything I'm seeing so far is pretty much like the game. So if you've never played the game before,
Yeah.
and you're going into this blind, I'd say you probably like it. But for those who played the game, it's pretty cool. I'm enjoying it.
Yeah, I was gonna say, if there was anything wrong with it, I know I'd be hearing about it from my brother and
Well,
sister.
the game is you basically having escort Ellie, as Joel has escort Ellie from one point all across the country. You're on foot,
Right.
and you're crawling through buildings that are falling over, and you gotta be quiet. And then she can't swim, so it's like whenever I have to she's like I can't cross it. It's like of course you can, you freaking little brat. So I had to go get a board, push it over, and I have to walk in the water talking and I'm always like. There's something in the water. There's always be something in the water.
Oh yeah.
So I'm like, I don't want to be in the water. Ellie, get in the freaking board and push you over there. Let's get back on there. And then you're crawling through. You got little flashlights. Crawling. It's fun. It's nerve wracking. and it's great. So, but that's been coming out. Trying to think what else. Is there anything else coming out as far as shows? That was the other thing. Apparently, Ruby. I heard that the cartoon. The creator said it's now exclusively on Crunchyroll.
Interesting.
Apparently, it's been on a different website before that, so people will watch that. So now, if you want to go watch it, so you got to go leave this site and go pay for Crunchyroll to watch it. They said they'd rather have it all one spot.
I guess that makes sense.
And that was because Crunchyroll is a destination. They said and they sent a letter to their fans that says when you think of anime, you think of Crunchyroll. When I think of anime, I just think of anime. I don't really destination because I buy my anime. I don't go to a website unless I'm going to a free website. But
yo ho yo.
Yeah, right. But yeah. So we've been going for almost an hour and 40 minutes. So if any other questions, concerns, or complaints, I think
you can point them at me. I'll take them.
I have a complaint now.
Oh, okay. From the audience.
From the audience. As far as tomorrow, there's nothing going on. The Geeky Puppet Show, probably not till late February is probably when it starts up when 2 shows start to come back.
Flash will be back, right?
Flash will be back for the final season with Oliver Queen returning as Arrow.
Interesting.
Also,
Flash, Wally or Wallace is coming back too.
Not Oliver Queen returning as Arrow. Stephen Amell returning as Oliver Queen from Arrow. All right. Yeah. So
is going to be back too.
If you haven't already done so, please click like, hit subscribe, hit the notification bell so you get all the notifications. And if you like what you're seeing up here, you want to do some more of this, leave a Ko-Fi. We have a little. You can do $1 or $1 or more what you want to. That is a Ko-Fi. Link at ko-fi.com/Puppetine. So check out that and leave a comment down below after the stream. Let us know what books you're interested in, what books we talked about tonight that you thought these are cool. Or there's books that we didn't mention you maybe want us to talk about. Maybe on and also this Thursday will be the follow-up stream at 8 p.m. Central, and Friday is a retrospective, I believe, on Miss Marvel issue number 1.
Number 1, the original Miss Marvel.
Yes.
1977.
When is Zach going to do another Christmas special with Mantis?
I'm confused.
Wasn't that a failed NBC show? And Mantis? I'm not sure.
I don't know what.
Is Angleton on hiatus? No,
I don't think so.
Last night he just decided not to do anything.
He just took the night off.
So that's okay. Yeah. So I know he is uploading. Go check out his It's called From the Long Box. It used to be called Old Man Comics. He changed the name.
I was wondering why I was getting notifications for that.
And he's uploading a lot of stuff. Go check out those videos and leave him some love in the comment section too.
I get it now. Maranya says I look like Chris Pratt.
What you need to do is go to his comment section and advertise for this show. Say, I love the Geeky Puppet Show. Go check that out.
Yep. That way you're helping him by commenting on his stuff and you're advertising. Everybody wins.
Exactly. All right. Good night, guys.
Take it easy. See y'all Thursday.